have to congratulate you on your work on that old hag's School of Magic. The visions that I have been implanting into your mind have focused enough to allow you to reshape my world. This is taking a toll on my power, and I am feeling my connection to you slip away. The Angry One's methods of soul harvesting has proven to be of great use to me. I have been using your iron form, taking those defenseless iron warriors and using them to give you the visions of my world. How else can you build what you don't understand? We have, though, run into a problem. The Iron Giants have stopped coming. I need them. Get to work.
Hello and welcome back, or welcome to Season 2 of Hardcore Minecraft with me, Doom Mountain. And well, as you can see by just taking a little bit of a look around, I have been busily working on, expanding our sort of snakiness of the interior. I guess that's a good way to describe it. You can see where last time we finished off our School of Magic, which really all it needs now is the outside shell put onto it, which I have been designing over in our Crave Test World. We might pop over and see it a little bit later on. But we've gone over now into where our dining hall area was, and I've basically snaked us all the way around to end up into this room here, which I kind of then want to go off and it's going to eventually pathway down and meet up with the grass here, which I've been expanding. And I tell you what, guys, I was not prepared for the amount of dirt I would need for this build, okay? Like, all of these logs, the mushroom blocks, I was fully aware of that. I was prepared to do all that work. I mean, you can see all the trees I've been chopping down, but the amount of dirt that I was going to need is just... it surprises me. Like, I come back with maybe like 10 to 12 stacks of dirt and grass blocks, and I still cannot spread it as far as I need to. Alright, but enough of just complaining about, the amount of dirt blocks I need. Let's show off a few of these rooms. So I've got this room down here, which I don't know what it's going to be yet. I just know that I kind of need one, or I want one there just to fill out the look. As well as this room here, which I do want it to be kind of like our School of Magic, where this is a upper floor to another floor, which I'm not sure if I want it to go down that path, or if I want it to go down over here, and then have another entranceway that's going to meet up with the ground that's over there. So I'm thinking of how I can spider this out to fill out this space nicely, but I also need to remember I've got to have more than one entrance than just the food hall. But speaking of the food hall, if we come back into this main central room between the two new ones and then head down these stairs, you can see that we have now made it into our lovely food hall, which I've been going around and putting in some of the interior work. I've decided to use the iron trapdoors as shelves just because it gives it a bit more of a cleaner, more pristine look about it. We've also gone in and put in some cakes and some sea pickles, which I am so annoyed that sea pickles will not go on trapdoors or half slabs. Alright? This is Bedrock, guys. Remember, because I know a few of you listening now go, hey, you could put these on, of course you can, on Java. Unfortunately, I play on Bedrock, and that's something that we just cannot do. But also new things. I've gone ahead and started putting in all the grand tables. We've got the area where I've got to work out how we're going to get down to our kitchen. But, you know, this whole area is coming along nicely. And I did do a little bit of a behind the scenes episode, which I hope some of you guys may have, you know, checked out and enjoyed, but it sort of showed me doing a little bit of this stuff here and also just talking about how, you know, I want to be able to try and get a bit more content out. But if you want to hear all that information, please check out that video. Alright, so now I would love nothing more than to continue on building up these areas, finishing off this half of the castle, so then we can start working on the central spot, I guess you would call it, you know, where I want, like, it's kind of like a church, it's kind of like a Colosseum, you know, that sort of build where I want in the middle before we kind of just flip this idea over there. But there's been a calling that I've been hearing on the wind. Something's been nagging at me, yelling out to me. Yeah, you see all these frogs keep popping up and they're telling me I've got to return home, I've got to fix the iron golems, so, you know. And I mean, I guess they're right. I'm going to eventually run out of iron. I mean, I don't see it as a problem at the moment. We've got quite a bit of it stored up, as I showed you guys when the first sort of noticed that there was an issue with it. But yeah, look, there's been a calling, and I think we now need to return to the Cherrywood Isles and fix our iron farm. So let's head on over there now. Alright guys, we are back here over at the Cherrywood Isles, our starter island, in case anyone's new to the series and hasn't quite seen this place before. This is our starter island, as I just said, Cherrywood Isles, and you know, there's my starter house behind me there. But we're not here to do a little bit of a tour or look around, that might come up in a future episode. We're here today because we need to fix up our iron farm, which is just over here. As you can see, it's kind of the only building that isn't quite decorated because, well, as we started finishing up the whole island at the end of last year, that's when I started to notice that it was losing its rates. Like, it was really starting to drop down. Like, I wasn't getting as many iron golems, and it was taking so long to actually get anything. So I knew there was going to be a problem that I'd have to address. So we made up the pathway here and kind of left it off because I knew in the end I was going to have to eventually come back here, and I don't want to build up something and then have to tear it down to fix the problem. But I think it's time that we do address what's going on here. So, as I did say earlier on in the episode, I'm playing on Minecraft Bedrock Edition on the Xbox, and we have different mechanics to Java for certain farms, items, yeah, you know, that's no secret. But to get an iron farm here over on Bedrock, we need, as a minimum, 10 working villagers, so that means no nitwits or children. We need at least 20 beds available for the villagers, and a platform for the iron golems to spawn on. So what I was doing with this method up here before, and I might be able to, actually, let's go up that scaffolding and explain over there. Alright, so now that we're up here, you can see the box that contains our villagers. There's, I think, maybe 20 in there. I've tried to recycle this over and get it going again, so I don't know exactly how many there was. It started off with 20, when about, I'm thinking there was 20 beds in there, which probably was our problem because we need at least 10 more beds to villagers, because in case they have a problem syncing with one, they're able to still sync with another bed, because the mechanics is the villager needs to work and the villager needs to have slept within the day for them to, you know, produce any iron golems. Now, we can see that this is well and truly broken because by now I would have had at least 2 iron golems spawn. So I think what we need to do is, well, I've been working on the creative test world to really narrow down how far I could probably push this. And I think I can make the platform a little bit bigger, get 30 villagers, have 40 beds, and just surround it with workstations. And we should be able to get 3 iron golems spawning around at once. Roughly, you know, between 2 to 3 instead of just our 2 or 1 that we were getting before. So it should help us up our rates a little bit. but it should also fix the damn problem. Alright, so we're going to need to do this in a few stages. Stage 1 is I'm going to have to fill up the hole there so no water can actually, no blocks can be swept up and go down there where I'm trying to work. Probably need to get a chest or two up here so I can put in some more resources, and I need to collect up a lot more leaves because iron golems don't spawn on leaf blocks. I don't think any mob should be spawning on leaf blocks, but this is bedrock, so we do have weird things happening. But by having the grass blocks, the leaf blocks all around them for the villagers to stand on and walk around on, no iron golems are at risk of spawning in there, so we need to get a few more of those leaves, bring out the platform. Actually, no, we'll start off with the beds, because once we place the beds in, we can easily put the we can easily put the platform above it and then ring around. So I'm thinking that the platform will probably come almost up to about, you'll be able to see 2 blocks around on the lip of this. That's what I'm thinking, just so that there's enough space for these villagers to walk around, actually interact with a workstation, be able to find a bed, because I don't want to fix this again. Because I mean, I went on the wiki, you know, there hasn't been a change to how iron golems spawn, so I just got to make a way. Because you can see here, there's all these failed attempts to sort of sync with a workstation. That's those negative particles. So we've got to try and space them out a little bit more, and I think that's what we're going to do. So let's start off by blocking up the hole, reclaiming all the beds and working out how many we have, and then we'll go from there. So let me head into the actual part itself now. It would have been smarter if I had brought scaffolding in here with me, but I didn't, so we'll have to deal with that. Oh, and you guys also get to see that I miscounted when I was originally putting in the dirt, so okay, this might not work as I want it to. Yeah, so as you can see, I miscounted originally what I was putting in for my water flow, and that's why we've got the trapdoors there instead of the water flowing nice and flush up to the end here. And actually, if I just close that, will items still fall through it? I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't go underneath it. There we go. No, I think that one went down, didn't it? Yep, it's going down. Can I just, come on, let me just squeeze in between the hitboxes.
I don't want to break the fence gate, because then I might have to. Oh, this is a pain. There we go. Do it this way. Work smarter, not hard. Do I get a witch? I better not. That'd also be a good indication of why it's not working. Lightning struck this. Yeah, just come on up. Alright, sweet.
I'm still going to think, let's just double protect this up, make sure nothing's really going to fall down this hole, and I can use it as a bit of a platform to stand on too. Alright, now as you can see, I've got this platform in here for us to work off of. Yes, it was a bit challenging to work it out at first, but I got it in there. I've got a chest here for us to chuck in all these beds and everything, so that way we can see how many we've got and how many we need to get. So let's just go ahead now and start breaking them. Does the axe do this quicker? Okay, I've got to make sure that if they fall down there, they fall down there. That's fine. Alright, let's just try and get all these. Look, the villagers are trying to sleep. Why can't I sleep? There we go. I can see now we got 24 beds back from this. So I think I really words. I think I really messed up on that part, because we're supposed to have 10 more beds than villagers. And if we had 20 beds, 20 odd villagers, that's not going to work. So we need to come back with about, I'd say at least 20 more beds. Bit of a platform up here. And then we need to deal with these guys, but I'll deal with them once we've got the beds in place. So let me go grab some more supplies, and then we shall return. Alright, so I've now collected up a few resources and made a decision that I think one of the problems last time that I've had with this is previous villagers keeping sync but then not syncing with the beds. So I think what we're going to do is wipe out all of the villagers in there but 2. So we're going to collect 2 of them up in a boat, and hopefully we can then, save up a breeding pair and restart this whole farm. So, Silk Touch. Yeah, as you can see, like, there's not really enough room for him to really move around. No, let's jump in. Okay. Unfortunately, you guys need to, yeah. Sorry. Burn away. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay. You guys will be the villagers that rebirth our iron farm. Now I need to get out of here. We don't really need this all here, so I can break a few of these. Alright. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I would have cut through all the killing of them all down there, but we have 2 villagers left now, and it's time to put in the beds and all that sort of stuff. So we could get these 2 guys to start breeding up a bit, but hopefully by them doing that now, it's all fresh stuff, so we can get everything going a bit more smoothly. But if we make our way down to our chest over here, I grabbed us some netherrack because it's nice and easy to break and work with, so we can place in our beds. So let's grab up a few of these. The white one I'll keep. Oh no, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to use white wool to replace it. Alright, to get these beds into place, we need to go 1 down from there, and that's going to be our platform where we put our beds. So I can break that one. And we just now need to go around and see where's the middle line. This one here is the middle line. So we want to go out like that, out like this, and get ourselves 20 beds placed up there. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a montage of me placing beds, and then we'll get into the next step. Alright, now we have just over 40 beds here, and I want to try and have, 30 villagers to try and get 3 iron golems, That's the hope, but, I'll be satisfied with even just getting consistently 1 or 2 iron golems. It's what I want at this point in time. So, we've now gone through, as I said, we've got the beds up there. It's now time to expand this platform out to allow our villagers to have plenty of room to roam and actually get to their workstations, to be able to get to a spot where they feel as though they've sunk up with a bed, all that sort of stuff there. So, I think now, if I just work out where I want it to come out to, so probably around here. Scaffolding is good. It's just not really good at all when you're using it with water, because it keeps just not working nicely. So here is as far out as I want to go. Yeah, I reckon coming out to here and then having our workstation blocks on the outside will be pretty good. So I've got a... man, I'm not doing too well with my words. So, what we've got now is blah, blah. Okay, so I think I've got it through now. I'm not going to stuff up my wording. So, we've now come up to where we want our platform to be out to, where our villagers will walk over. As you can see where the scaffolding is, that's where we're going to place our workstations for our villagers to be able to get to be able to have their job. And we're now just going to go around and fill this back out with the leaves because iron golems can't spawn on them. And I've got a variety of the just the normal azalea leaves as well as the flowering azalea, which gives us a bit more nice breakup and colouring. And if it's going to be all leafed out and boring, we may as well add a little bit to it. So I'd say, yep, this is our corner bit. Cool. So now I've just got to snake myself all the way around here and then, enclose this off. So let me get this done. Maybe another placement montage. Maybe. Let's see how it goes. I'll let you choose, Editing Mountain. Alright, so I've now gotten up that platform built up for our villagers, and it's time to put on the roof for it and breed up the villagers to see if we can start getting iron golems to spawn. And one of the best food sources that I find is carrots. Now I also trade these with the villagers up the top there, so hopefully 5 stacks should give us enough villagers. I'm hoping so anyway. So yeah, let's head on back over there now. We'll fix up the spawning platform so that if we get any iron golems spawning in, they're not going to be, blocked off or anything like that. They can spawn in and fall down to our kill chamber. And then we can put the roof on our villagers and start breeding them up. So let's head over there now. Alright, so from here we can have a better look at this platform. As you can see, we've got a nice ring around, easy access for every villager to be able to get to a workstation, as well as, we having a few in the middle so that way they don't all, try and get stuck on the sides or anything like that and pushing each other into the corners, which I was sort of starting to phase into. So I didn't realise that until we got up there and was removing a few of them, but hopefully this should resolve that issue. So if we now go down, remove all of our stuff that we've got here to prevent anything being able to fall down, because, well, now we want them to fall down. The question is, what's the easiest way to get these blocks to break down? I think if I stand here, should be all good. Nope. Alright, I'm just trying to avoid falling into the fire pit. Come on, there we go. Break that block. Perfect. Now if I can get up here, and we'll break all these ones. Are all these gates open? Yes, they are. I believe that I have everything in my inventory that I'm going to need for this. So we've got leaf blocks to be able to put the roof on. We've got food to be able to feed up these villagers. Yep, so I don't need anything in there. Let's just send it down to our storage system. Oh, I didn't want to pick all that up. Go down there. You guys can all go to the storage system and work it out later. Alright, I'll do the same with this. We don't want any iron golems spawning up here. We should have gone and broken off those ones up first. Alright, good. Now let's climb on up here. Put in our roof, which isn't going to be that hard. We'll just bridge over with a few blocks. And we're going to make sure that we cover up the top of this part too. That's important, so that nothing gets a chance to spawn anywhere where we don't want it to. It's very well much, we're trying to control where everything can go. So let me just get these in. I'm not going to do a little montagey thing. I'll just put this roof in and we'll be back in to free the villagers and start up their breeding process. So, one moment. Alright, so I've just emptied out everything in the storage system now, so all of our junk that we just sent on down there, it's all emptied and clear, so that way we can see what our results are. Obviously it's going to take, well, it takes at least 20 minutes for a baby villager to grow up into an adult state, so it's going to take at least 20 minutes before we can even see any results. But let's break these two out of their boat. I'm going to punch it because I don't know if I hit them accidentally with my sword and how well they're doing on health. So come on, break that boat. Do it now. Come on. Really? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. Okay. So they clearly haven't had any carrots in their system because they're not offering up hearts straight away. So you did pick them up, good. And you pick up these ones. Now, please, make us a baby. Here we go. Oh, no, don't stick to your jobs. We need to, yes, there we go. All right. So, now I've just got to wait for about 28 more villagers to be bred and hope that I don't get any nitwits. So, I think I might do a little bit of editing while I just stand around here and wait for this. So as you can see, we're on a roll now. We've got one villager. They're going again, so wish me luck. Wish me luck. Alright, so did I say 20 minutes? Because it was more like 2 hours to get the right amount of villagers in here, clear out any nitwits, which luckily we only got 2 to actually spawn, grow up, however you want to go with it. But yeah, only 2 nitwits, so it wasn't too much of a hold back on all the villagers that was bred. It was just the waiting game. Each villager took 20 minutes from birth to adulthood, so that kind of added up a little bit more than I thought. But as you may have been able to see by now, we've had a few iron golems starting to spawn in and fall down there. Now, can we get one doing it while I'm talking about it? Come on. Don't prove me wrong. Please? Where are you? Oh, there we go. Phew, see? So it is spawning iron golems, as you may have seen from the little mashup of the time of me waiting for these. Once we did hit the standard 10, they did start spawning, and then once we hit the 20, we started getting 2. And now, it's very rare, very, very, very rare. But on the odd occasion, I am getting up to 4. So if we head on down there now, we should see... Oh, the 2 just went there in the span of a second. So we go down there, we should see about 3 iron golems. So honestly, this farm here, it's very simple, but it's like, I'm so used to iron farms for us doing about 1 iron golem, but this one here, we're looking at about, jump down, looking at about 3 on average. Now there is a little bit of a dry spill when they stop coming, but you saw 1 die there, you got 2 in there, and it won't be too long before another one comes in and replaces that. So it's like a constant sort of flow there of them. As you can see, we're collecting up quite a nice amount of iron. I've probably, well, as I said, it was 2 hours of build process, and probably after the first hour we started seeing iron golems spawning. And then I maybe done another hour or 2 of AFKing at this, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm really, really happy with how this farm has actually turned out, whatever the saying is, words. But I think this is successful. We've managed now to increase our productivity from this farm. We're getting it back to working. We didn't really need to change the shape of anything, we just needed to change our village's platform. Now I do want to wait here just to see if I can get 1 more iron golem to drop in. I'm sure, there we go, on cue, perfect. So as you can see, they drop in and they're just burning away on those campfires. Now it's not the quickest way, and I don't think they have implemented the change between normal campfires and soulfire campfires doing more damage on bedrock. I think that's only a Java thing. But yeah, let's quickly move away from this noise and head on up to that bridge just over there. Alright, so now we can stand back here and look back at our iron farm. We can see that our villager platform has really expanded. They're now much more freer. They can move around. They've all got their nice space to walk. They're not all cramped up in that little box like they were before. So I think they're happy. I'm happy because the iron farm's working again. And it's producing pretty well for us. I mean, I think even while I'm standing here, I can see some iron golems dropping down. So, it's really come along nicely. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, so now it's time to finally put the building up around it. And unfortunately, no, that's not going to be the case because, well, this video is a little bit late. I was trying to get this out like yesterday or Friday, so unfortunately I just have run out of time to get anything else built up on this farm. I do think though that it's been a bit of a fun episode, going through the workings of actually building up a iron farm. So if you don't know how to put one up in your world, maybe you might find this as a good tutorial, but also a little bit of fun watching it get built up. And yeah, so I think next episode we will stay over here because I also need to collect up a lot more amethyst blocks to be able to finish off our roofs over there at the old enchanted castle, because yeah, I've run out of that. But actually, before we wrap up, let's go over and I'll show you something. Alright, so down here I've sort of shown off a little bit beforehand, but this is where we're able to collect up all of our amethyst shards. Down here where we were lucky enough to find a geode pretty early on, so come down here, every time I get a chance to harvest them, I harvest them up, trying... Oh no, that one is ready. Sometimes I get confusing because the stage just before that, if you look at it the wrong angle, like you see there, if I was looking at it from above, it still looks like it's a ready one. So I get tricked a few times and lose some of them, but it's just a matter of keep coming down, breaking all of these up, and it's taken me quite some time. And as you can see, these things are not the fastest growers. So to pass the time while I'm waiting for this and sort of get a little bit more benefit of my time being down here, I've gone ahead and built up myself a basalt generator. Now, I'm not sure if I showed this in an episode. I definitely didn't show myself building it, I know that for a matter. But if we come through here, where our slime farm is, just down there, so we now have our slime farm in function, we have our amethysts growing, and just here I can mine away my basalt and collect it all up. Now, basalt is incredibly easy to collect in this situation here. I'm going to, switch up over on this side and have a stone generator, so that way I can get stone and cobblestone depending on the pickaxe. So it's going to be really easy to collect up these resources for a bit, but we've just now got to wait for a lot more amethyst shards so that we can turn them into blocks, because as we're expanding our snaky build, our caterpillar, whatever you want to call it, over at the enchanted castle, I'm running out of the roofing to be able to put on there. So I think, for next episode we might try and address and work out a better way to be able to collect amethyst, because I know there isn't really an easy way to farm it, but maybe we can work something out. So I think that's what we might be doing in the next episode. But I'm not going to end the episode down here. It's a bit drab, like just doesn't look good at all compared to anything else I've built in the Cherrywood Isles. So let's wrap this up in a more cleaner area. Alright, I hope you didn't mind that little bit of an explanation at the end there of why, when you were looking at the sort of snake build over at the start at our enchanted castle, why it doesn't have a roof. Because I'm trying to collect up some amethyst, but I'm also trying to be smart about it and have a few farms working at once. Hello Mr. B, and as you can see, it's pushing over to the next thing that why I wanted to come over here. I mean, you guys might not remember, but there is footage of me putting in the beds here. So there was a bed here, I think there was a bed, yep, right there, the same design. This cat has sat on the bed and just, I don't know what's happened, it's gone. I'm pretty sure I could actually click on it. Can I? Oh no, it doesn't register as a bed there. Oh wait, no, the bed's here. See, so it's like it knows something's there. The cat knows something's there, but the bed's just gone. Oh, that's a little funny Easter egg that I found a few days ago that I thought you guys might be interested in seeing. But I really hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry it's been a little bit delayed between this one and the last one. These things just happen. Of course, I start bringing the gloom and droom and it starts to rain on us. But, that is the way. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I'm going to start moving towards the savannah area of our island so it stops raining. I hope you've enjoyed the whole iron farm build up and look forward to seeing what we can do with the build next time. But until then guys, thank you for watching and I'll catch you then.